Are here because you want freedom. And I promise you, if you stay, you will be free.
My vamps and I are willing to stand with you against the witches. All I want is a promise that there will be peace between our sides after the wedding.
So you're brokering a truce between mongrels and parasites. And just how long do you really think that's gonna last? That the only thing that can exist between your two degenerate species is hatred, war, and death.
Did he really just trap us all in here?
Fix it.
I'm gonna need some help.
Can you get them to manage this guy Jarek's attitude?
Gia, I want you to do two things for me. Don't underestimate those wolves.
What's the second?
I want you to help watch our guys. Make sure nobody starts looking for trouble.
You got any brilliant ideas on how to keep this under control?
Drink and hopefully blow off a little steam.
Worried about your wolves. How is Elijah?
No. That obvious, huh?
Shall we say, let the spirit move
Okay,
you?
okay. Stop. This family's weird enough already.
You're feeling guilty, aren't you? The truth is, Hayley, it's not love on which the strongest foundations are built. It's the decency of merciful lies.
Careful, careful. It's nasty. You ready?
What just happened?
I assume that means we're all free to go.
No, Bell's locking us out.
So confident in our defeat. They have no idea what they're up against now.
What's going on?
We need to talk. I was just thinking, if we're gonna go through with this marriage, then I want to do it right, and I want to be honest with you. The truth is, I was with Elijah.
Okay.
With Elijah.
Are you in love with him? Guess I already knew that, didn't I?
This isn't about me or you.
Sacrifice.
That's not what I said.
Hayley, you didn't have to. Your vampires seem to think it's lunchtime, is it?
They're not the only ones who are hungry.
What?
Hey!
Break it up!
Back off!
Things are getting testy out there.
Well, what Davina and I can do is cast a disruption spell. If it works, well, then it will give us 60 seconds to escape whilst the boundary is shut down.
And if we go out in the sun without our rings, we're dead.
Unless you wait till nightfall.
We can't wait until nightfall. We're gonna have a bloodbath on our hands before we even get close.
The hell are you looking at? Joshua, you get away from him right now.
Davina!
Okay, Jack, now!
Remember, 60 seconds!
Maybe just one more. I had no right to act the way I did earlier. I love you, Hayley.
Jack.
No, let me say this. I loved you before I knew you. I promise that we will turn this around for our pack. And that is the only thing that I can ask from you. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, Hayley Marcel, and forcing you to love me isn't gonna be one of them. But I want to marry you. I hope to hell that you'll marry me.
The reason for choosing this scene is that it marks a turning point. This is where the werewolves and vampires, under Klaus and Hayley's leadership, begin to unite against the witches. Essentially, this show is a gang drama involving three factions: werewolves, vampires, and witches. Today, the werewolves and vampires join forces, but tomorrow it could be the vampires and witches. The key is to maintain balance among the three. Just as Marcel brings the vampires and werewolves to negotiate, Finn, already burning with rage, casts a spell to trap them all. What I never quite understood is, if Finn had such powerful magic, why didn't he use it earlier? Instead, he waited until he was captured before revealing his abilities, all because of Esther. But that's not the focus for now. It's clear the writers wanted to escalate the conflict. Since werewolves and vampires are natural enemies, locking them together creates unpredictable chaos, which puts Klaus and Hayley in a tough spot. Luckily, the most level-headed one, Marcel, is still around keeping things in check. When Hayley sees Jackson, she is filled with guilt. After all, she and Elijah are at the peak of their emotional connection, making things even more complicated. And, of course, Klaus immediately sees through it. The reason Klaus remains such a fan favorite is that he's not just a strategic mastermind who anticipates his enemy's every move. He also reads the people around him with pinpoint accuracy. Despite joking at first, he ultimately reminds Hayley not to let guilt consume her and to face her feelings head on. Deep down, Hayley admires and respects Klaus, fully aware of his character and capabilities. So she opens up about her feelings for Elijah, finding a sense of relief in doing so. Meanwhile, inside the spell's barrier, tensions rise. Finn has essentially locked a lion and a tiger in the same cage, making a fight inevitable. To make matters worse, he stirs the pot by amplifying the vampire's hunger and aggression. At this point, even the smallest spark could set everything ablaze. Klaus instructs Cole to bring Davina to break the spell. Since it was cast by a witch, only another witch can undo it. However, they can only open a portal for 60 seconds, just enough time for the werewolves to escape. The vampires, on the other hand, can't leave during the day without their daylight rings, which means they're still in serious danger. What was supposed to be a peaceful negotiation turns into chaos, which is quite ironic. After the werewolves escape, Jackson finally confesses his feelings to Hayley. He assures her that he won't force her into anything she doesn't want, but asks for a chance, an approach that deeply resonates with her. At this point, Hayley can't refuse. Besides, the marriage is necessary to lift the werewolf curse. This episode certainly set up a lot of conflicts. With Elijah preoccupied protecting Cammy and Hope, he has little room to help. That leaves Klaus to handle everything on his own.
Hope Mikaelson was never meant to be ordinary. She was born of prophecy, molded by loss, and raised beneath the shadow of her family's impossible legacy. From the moment she took her first breath, the weight of centuries pressed upon her shoulders. The sins of her father, the expectations of her bloodline, and the impossible ideal of her uncle Elijah's morality. It was a legacy forged in love, vengeance, and sacrifice. And for Hope, it would become both her weapon and her curse. Elijah Mikaelson had spent his eternity building walls of principle to contain the chaos of his family. He lived by restraint, by honor, by rules he carved into his own soul. But the irony of Elijah's existence was that every act of control he imposed upon his world created ripples he could never undo. Hope was one of those ripples. His choices, the lies he told, the lives he spared, the wars he justified, did not fade when he died. They burned quietly in the next generation, waiting for a spark. And when that spark came, it was Hope's fury that set it ablaze. For years, Hope worshipped Elijah's memory. He was her moral compass, the one constant in a life defined by loss. Where Klaus represented passion and chaos, Elijah represented calm and purpose. He was the proof that power did not have to corrupt, that one could be both monster and man. But as Hope grew, she began to see the cracks in that illusion. Elijah's restraint, she realized, had cost him everything. His family's peace, his own happiness, even his sense of self. His honor had not saved the people he loved. It had merely delayed their destruction. Hope learned that lesson young, and she learned it well. Goodness, in a world like theirs, was weakness. The transformation from innocence to fury did not happen overnight. It was a slow erosion, a steady collapse of faith. Each loss chipped away at her belief in the world Elijah had tried to build. When Hayley died, when her friends were taken, when every sanctuary she tried to create fell apart, Hope began to understand that Elijah's ideals could not survive in reality. His version of justice, measured, deliberate, moral, had no place in a universe ruled by monsters. She started to see vengeance not as corruption, but as clarity. Where Elijah sought balance, Hope sought absolution. There was a moment, a single, shattering moment, when the last thread of innocence snapped. It was not the blood she spilled, but the silence that followed it. The realization that vengeance did not scream, it whispered. It justified. It felt right. In that stillness, Hope became something new. Not a child of prophecy, not the daughter of Klaus, but a force of reckoning. The blood in her veins no longer burdened her, it empowered her. She was the culmination of everything her family had been running from, the embodiment of both Elijah's discipline and Klaus's fury, fused into one unstoppable will. Yet beneath that power, there was pain. Hope's vengeance was not aimless. It had purpose, precision, and a haunting echo of Elijah's code. Like him, she believed in balance. Like him, she saw justice as a personal duty, not a societal virtue. But unlike him, she lacked his patience. Elijah's restraint was born of centuries of guilt. Hope's fury was born of centuries of inheritance. She carried the accumulated grief of a dynasty that had loved too hard and lost too often. To her, every act of vengeance was an act of preservation, a way to protect what remained of her family's name, and to prove that their sacrifices had not been in vain. And yet, therein lies the paradox. Hope believed she was honoring Elijah's legacy, but in truth, she was rewriting it. Elijah's morality was about control, about finding grace within darkness. Hope's was about fire, about burning away the rot and starting anew. Her justice had teeth. Her mercy was conditional. Her love was armor. While Elijah believed that restraint redeemed power, Hope believed that power, properly wielded, could redeem the world.